everybody, Sticks here at the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I'm just bringing you a really quick one. I know I only usually upload on Tuesday, Thursday, but the new Versus Ladder just came out, and it had a prize of Dialga-EX, and considering this is not one of the more popular EXs, I was like, you know what, I'll just post a quick video of my deck to help you guys out if you wanted to build a deck around it, because I know that they get locked to you, and that's kind of annoying. But before we get into the deck, I just wanted to remind you that if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps us out. But now, onto the deck. We are centering it around Dialga-EX, 180 HP with the Chrono Wind attack for 3 energy, a metal and a DCE, do 60, and if the opponent is a Pokemon EX, they can't attack. And then the full metal impact for 2 metal and a DCE, you do 150 with a Muscle Band, you can do 170 knock out some EXs, and you discard 2 metal energy from this Pokemon. So it's a very, very good attack, very costly though, and I will show you with the rest of the Pokemon how we are going to work around that. Now, onto the Pokemon line, we're running a kind of heavy line. We're running 1 Shaman just because you don't want to clog up the bench with this deck. You really only want to run 1, maybe 2 at the absolute most, but other than that, you're going to want to have like a Dialga, 2 Bronzong, a Zoroark, and then like an Aegislash or a Heatran, and then a Shaman. Like, that's already a full bench. So I mean, bench space is a commodity that is in very short supply with this deck, but that's why you're only running 1 Shaman, just for a little extra draw support. Running a 2-2 line of Zorua and Zoroark, mostly because, actually entirely because of the stand-in ability is basically Keldeo Russian. With Dialga and Heatran, you have attacks that discard energy, so you want to be able to stand in, use Bronzong's Metal Links to throw energy on there, because Metal Links only goes to the bench. So make Zoroark your active Pokemon with stand-in, throw some more energy back onto it that you had discarded before with the attack, and then just retreat with Zoroark to bring out Dialga and Heatran again to just hit stuff. So, and also, Mind Jack's not a bad backup attack, so that's why Zoroark's in this deck. Running 1 Aegislash just as a backup attacker with Slash Blast, in case our opponent just kind of does something to where we cannot get Dialga out and attacking, then Aegislash is great for that. Running a 4-4 line of Bronzor, Bronzong, entirely because of Metal Links. You want to run as many as possible just to maximize the chances of you getting as many as possible on the bench. Ideally, you'll want 2. Any more is just clogging up bench space. Any less, and you're running a little slow. So you want 2 Bronzong out at any given time. 3 Dialga, main attacker. You don't really need to run 4 because that clogs up the deck. And also, I mean, if your opponent knocks out 3 Dialga, they win. So, I mean, there's that. 1 Heatran is a non-EX attacker with the Steam Blast and the Steel Drop. If there's a Stadium in play, which there almost always is, this attack does 80 for 3, which is pretty nice for a non-EX attacker. And then Steam Blast for the same exact price as, what is it called again? Full Metal Impact you can hit for 130, and you only have to discard 1 energy, so that's pretty nice. So that's why Heatrans are a non-EX attacker. Onto the items, we are running 1 Battle Compressor. I mean, we only want to run 1 just in case, like, you need to get some metal in the discard pile, and potentially a Birch or a Sycamore for draw support. 2 Level Ball to get the Zorua, Bronzor, and Bronzong out. 1 Professor's Letter to get some energy in your hand, depends on whether you want to like discard it or just actually use it that turn. 1 Super Rod because you do discard a ton with this deck, and in case you discard like too many Zoroark or Zorua, or you even find yourself low on energy, you can Super Rod that all back in. 1 Switch because even though we have a Zoroark that we rely on stand-in and Float Stone, early on you might not have that set up quite yet, and if you get like a Bronzor, Lysandre into the active, just throw up a switch, bring out what you want back out, and you're good to go. 4 Ultra Ball because Ultra Ball, I mean, gets everything else out. 3 VS Seeker to get all of our supporters back and use them if we need to. Only 1 Lysandre. I know we usually run 2, but with this deck you hit hard enough that you generally don't need to like fish around for prizes, and the Lysandre that normally would be there for the second one I threw into draw support just because this deck really does find itself stuck sometimes, so you want to have as much draw support as possible. 3 Birch and 4 Sycamore, I mean, you want to have almost as heavy a line as possible with draw support. I'm tempted to run a Shauna just for consistency over Birch, but that 7 is just so nice sometimes. 1 Skyla, just in case you need a Float Stone or something. I mean, just, it's really nice tech to have. 3 Steel Shelter for our stadiums, that way we can't be poisoned, put to sleep, all that shenanigans. 2 Floatstone for the Zoroark, and maybe even a Bronzong if the Zoroark already has one on it. 3 Muscle Band, that way Dialga can knock out EXs in one hit, and even potentially Aegislash, so we'll see about that. 4 DCE, because, I mean, this runs on DCE, this runs on DCE, this can run on DCE, and then, I mean, everything can run on a DCE, so that's why we're using that. And then 9 Metal Energy, just, I mean, those are kind of the energy you use to attack. But yeah, that is the deck, and let's just go ahead and see it in action. Alrighty, we have found one against a Rattlemon with a Psychic, Dark, and Normal deck. Just a heads up, guys, this will more than likely be one of my shorter videos, or at least I'm hoping I don't have like that incredibly long of matches. But we do lose the coin flip, so my opponent will more than likely be able to go first, meaning we will not be able to evolve until our second turn, so that's a bit unfortunate. This deck is not able to attack first turn, so this is one that you always want to try to go first with. So yeah, my opponent does want to go first, and let's see what we start off with. We start off with a mulligan. I mean, I would be okay with starting off with a Bronzong. I mean, just throw that out there, that way you don't have to evolve it. But that's not how it works, unfortunately. So my opponent does clearly have a basic, and we're just waiting on him to play it down. That way we can mulligan, bring out something else, and just kind of go from there. So yeah, that's all we're waiting for. I mean, I really can't talk about this hand much. I mean, this is actually a really good hand. Like, if that was a Dialga, then I would be able to play the Muscle Band, play the Professor's Letter for 2 energy, play the DCE down onto it, Ultra Ball for a Shaman or something, and then, I mean, we'd get a fresh 6 cards, so, I mean, that'd be pretty nice. But unfortunately, we do not, so we will have to mulligan, and we do get a Dialga, so, I mean, I'm okay with this. This works. So let's just go ahead and throw the Dialga out there. My opponent will be able to get an extra card, so it's good for them, bad for us. I mean, it really doesn't. Sometimes it makes a big difference. If they draw a Headringer, then that makes a big difference. But otherwise, I think we are okay generally, because, I mean, we have an opening hand that I can work with. I can Ultra Ball away the Skyla and the Switch to grab a Shaman, or probably a Bronzor, actually. Just go ahead and get that out there. Play the Muscle Band on the Dialga, and then Sycamore away the rest of my hand. But, so yeah, my opponent's taking a little while on each move, which is, I mean, he might be having trouble with the internet connection, so, I mean, there's that, but he's already down to 23 minutes, so don't know what's taking him so long. Odds are he's gonna time out. Oh, or not, we do just see a Zorua, so I'm wondering what type of deck this is. We do see the Floatstone, so opponent clearly knows what they're doing, and we even see a full art Professor Birch's Observation. That's really nice to start off with, and they even get a heads. Oh, that's beautiful early game. Like, you love getting heads on Professor Birch. I mean, really all the time, like, especially early game, so that way you don't get stuck. So I wonder what else my opponent's gonna do, and he actually does nothing, so that's pretty great for us. I can actually go ahead and play Muscle Band there, Ultra Ball away the Skyla and the VS Seeker, because I already have a Sycamore in my hand. Probably want to grab a... Do I want to grab a Bronzor or Zorua? Probably a Zorua, just to go ahead and get that down. Play this there, go for the Sycamore. Hopefully get something we can work with. We do not, so that's kind of upsetting there, but what I can do is play this, grab another Bronzor, and I think that's going to have to be it. I'm unfortunately going to have to rely on Birch next turn, so that's not necessarily something I want to do. If I had gotten an energy drop this turn, then it would have been a really good turn, but unfortunately I did not, despite running 13 energies. Can't seem to draw any of them right now, so I mean, that's just something you have to live with. I'm hoping that I can somehow get a... Oh, my opponent... Oh, no, we see a Judge. Ah, man, we had a good hand, too. I mean, if I get a Sycamore, then I'm okay with it, or a VS Seeker, but we actually just get a horrible, horrible hand. Wow, that was about as awful as it could get, really. I mean, we do see one energy, but that's not necessarily really what we want to see. And we do see the Mewtwo come down, so that's something we have to worry about. I'm really hoping that we can get a VS Seeker or a Birch or something off this draw. I really Really do need that. I mean, last turn I would have been able to get a Zoroark and a Bronzong, and then even have a supporter for a Birch, so don't know what else my opponent's thinking about doing. I mean, he's probably just going to end the turn right here. I mean, he played down a Mewtwo and he attached, so I mean, it's probably all he can do right now, so I don't know what's taking him so long to end his turn. But, I mean, we're just going to sit here, wait. It's not like we have anything better to do. And there you go. My opponent does have the inactivity timer. Go ahead and start counting down on him. I mean, it really must be that he's having connectivity problems. Okay, so he even gets it done. So I really don't know what my opponent's waiting for. I mean, he has 2 cards. Like, is he trying to decide which order to play them in? I mean, it really doesn't matter. And he just ends his turn, so that I don't understand. So let's just go ahead and play the Zorua down. And I'm going to start powering up my Dialga, just hoping, and then let's just go ahead and play this Heatran down and end the turn. I really do need a Professor Sycamore or something next turn, because that's... If you're having to manually power up your Pokemon, you're in a very, very bad position, just because, I mean, you don't really have anything that you can do, and all these Pokemon are very expensive. I mean, that's why there's Bronzong in this deck. I mean, my opponent even top decks a Shaman. Oh my goodness, that's... Whew, man, my opponent is getting... Opponent's got luck on his side right now. And he even has full art everything. Wow, somebody plays this game too much. What? But, alright, my opponent does have a fresh hand of 6 cards, so that means we're probably going to be waiting another 20 minutes for him to play something down, more than likely. If not, I mean, we'll see, but my opponent seems to be taking, like, at least 2 minutes to make each move, so that's a bit unfortunate. And, I mean, we have 2 cards to stare at. We have an Aegislash and a Steel Energy. So, I mean, what's there to say? I mean, play the Steel Energy onto the Dialga and hope. And we do see a DCE onto the Mewtwo, and he's just going to Mega Evolve into a Mewtwo Y, so that's pretty bad. And we do see another Steel Energy. Alright, so we just play that down and end the turn. Oh my goodness, this is bad. If he does have... He's probably going to go ahead and go into his Mewtwo this turn. If he has another energy, then he will be able to knock us out. If not, I can play this Metal Energy onto the Dialga and then probably be able to stall a little bit with the Chrono Wind. But if he has another energy, then we are pretty much screwed, and there's not much we can do about that. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I paused the video because my opponent was taking quite long in between turns, and I didn't have much to talk about considering I only had a couple cards in my hand, so I decided to pause it until he made a move, and he ended up timing out. So, I mean, and I kind of forgot to press re-record after it ended. So, I mean, yeah, the match, I mean, you saw how the deck was working, or not working, rather, when the judge judged us down to 4 cards that were pretty bad that we couldn't really recover from. So, I'm just going to try to find another match, and hopefully it will turn out better than the one that we just had. I mean, it was going well until we got judged, so don't judge people, kids. It's a bad habit to get into, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and find one more. Alrighty, we have found one against NMLGC. I don't even know how to say that, and I'm not going to try. And Pure Water deck, we do win the coin flip. We will want to go first. And I'm really hoping this isn't a Seismitoad-EX deck, because that deck will just make me cry. We do start off with a horrible hand. Oh my goodness, we have... I mean, at least we start off with the Dialga, but this is bad because we're going to have to discard 2 of our Bronzongs, and when there's even... Yep, there is the Seismitoad-EX. So this is a bit unfortunate. Although Chrono Wind will actually be able to stop it from attacking, so if we can somehow get that... If we can somehow get that turn 2, then we will be in a very good position. So let's just go ahead and Shaman for some more cards. Battle Compressor, wow. I'm going to have to get rid of 3 Bronzong in the first turn. This is horrible. Wow. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, because I have a VS Seeker. I'm going to discard a Birch and then go for that and hope that we get 7. Like, I really have to, because I don't want to discard 3. I don't want to discard 3 Bronzong And alright, we do get heads, so paying off just a little bit. And we do get the Zorua, and I'll play down this guy, and then go ahead and play the Metal Energy onto here, and then end my turn. Next turn I can go for a Chrono Wind to stop Seismitoad-EX from attacking next turn. Well, hopefully, anyway. We do just see a Quaking Punch, so we will be able to Chrono Wind. That's actually really nice for us, so let's go ahead and play that there. Go for a Sycamore, get some more cards. We even get the Bronzong and the Zoroark, and then next turn, when he can't attack, I will, let's see, go ahead and Metal Links onto a benched Dialga. So yeah, this is how the deck is supposed to work. Let's just go ahead and Chrono Wind, prevent him from attacking with that Seismitoad next turn, make him, force him to have like a switch and a Seismitoad on the bench. We do see a Rough Seas. Will we be able to knock it out next turn? Yeah, we will be able to with a Full Metal Impact, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, our opponent cannot attack, so we will be able to 100% knock it out. Let's just go ahead and play the Muscle Band right here, play the Float Stone right there, go ahead and play a, let's just go ahead and Level Ball for another Bronzor, I mean. Throw that on the bench, put this on the active, go ahead and, let's see, how many energy do I have in my discard pile? I have 1, it looks like. But you know what, I will be discarding 2 with Full Metal Impact, so let's just go ahead and put 1 on this Dialga, have a Full Metal Impact ready next turn. And then, yeah, there we go. Full Metal Impact, knock out the Seismitoad-EX. Have to discard 2 metal, but you know what? That is completely worth it. And Chrono Wind and the Full Metal Impact were able to come through. And oh man, this was a great start for us. So, yeah, I mean, this is how the deck is supposed to work. You're able to get something going really quickly. And alright, our opponent just concedes immediately. I mean, that was so fast. I mean, we got perfectly set up. We were able to knock out a Seismitoad-EX turn 2. We were even able to stop it from attacking with the Chrono Wind. And that is exactly how this deck is supposed to work. I mean, that was a perfect example of it. And this will be a very short match. I just wanted to, a very short video, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get this out immediately, because I saw that the Versus Ladder had the Dialga, and I wanted to make sure I had a video out for other people to see. So I mean, this was a short video. I apologize. All of my other videos will be of full length, but I'm doing this right before I go to class, and I just wanted to throw this out there for you guys. I mean, you even saw how the deck was supposed to work. I mean, the only thing that you didn't see was the fact that once you discard the energy, you have the Zoroark stand in, you attach the energy from the discard pile, and then have it retreat back into the Dialga. So I apologize for the short video. I just wanted to give you guys a Dialga deck list and show you how it's supposed to work. And even though this was a very short match and a very short video, I mean, it showed it perfectly. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Again, I promise that every other video will be longer. I just wanted to get this one out. But yeah, this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.